Welcome, metalheads. I'm the host of Heavy Metal Philosophy and writer for Metal Digest, John Barbas, and this is my top 5 best metal albums released this weekend. And don't forget to stick around to the end of the episode for this week's album art of the week. Before we jump into the top 5, we've got some big albums to talk about. Chief among them, we've got a new obituary record called Dying of Everything. This is the one we've been waiting for months. All of you old school death metal heads know what I'm talking about, Obituary. And if you're into artsy funeral doom, we got a new Ahab called The Coral Tomb, nautical themed, and it's got that watery sound. I should have a written review published on Metal Digest within the next day or two. All the links to all my writings are in the description. Check that one out. And also, we've got New Goth from Vil Valo. If you miss him, this is probably the one for you. So check that album out. Let's not waste any more time. Let's do the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we've got Leper Colony with their self-titled album, Leper Colony. This is a real thrashy death. Some people like to call it Death and Thrash. I like that title. This is very old school sounding with its thrash metal energy, but it's got nice death metal vocals. Kind of reminds me of Slayer, but a lot more brutal. Check that one out. Coming in at number 4, we've got Fall of Babylon, War on the Existent. This is very groove metal inspired death metal. You can hear the bass on this. There's all these noises that happen guitar wise that break up the rhythm, which creates that circular grinding groove that I'm such a sucker for. I love this record. You will too. Check it out. Coming in at number 3, we've got Ashen, and the name of the album is Ritual of Ash. This is death metal. John, why'd you pick so much death metal this week? Because I love death metal. Of course. No, I just pick what I like every week. This week it happened to be a lot of death metal. Stick around, I've got something that's not death metal coming. I just love death metal, y'all. And as far as death metal is concerned, this is very melodic death metal, but it's not melodic death metal. You know what I mean? The sound is melodic, as in it has melody, but it doesn't belong in that category, melodic death metal, which can often be soft and way too pretty. It's never pretty, it's always hard. Get that new Ashen. Coming in at number 2, Wathrosh with Odium. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. I've got the name of the album and the artist on the screen, but also links to their Bandcamp in the description for every band that I do every week. So check that out. This is a post-metal / sludge metal, kind of black metal a little bit. See, I didn't pick nothing but death metal, and this one actually ranked higher. I like this one because the guitar tone is fantastic. It's so thick and airy, but it's got that post-metal / sludge metal like cadence to the rhythm, really great vocals, and it's got that thick black metal vibe that roots it in metal with the old school metal, even though it's a new school sort of delivery. I love that. Check it out. And before we do number 1, if you like any of these bands that I've listed so far, hit the like button. If you like talking about metal, hit the like button. If you just like metal the way I like metal, hit the like button. It helps it spread far and wide. Much appreciated. Now let's do number 1. My number 1 this week is Slog with Divination. I like this one because I'm a guitar nerd. And you do something cool on guitar, I'm gonna love it. This is death doom, so it's got sort of that slow pace, but it's not dragging the way a lot of other death doom is. What I love about it though is the guitar does really weird and interesting things on the lead. I don't mean the solos sound weird, I mean the accompaniment to the rhythm that the lead guitar provides melodically is often very weird, and it creates this strange vibe, and it makes me just turn my head and go, what? I would have never have thought to do that, and I love that as a music fan. Incredible work, incredible choices, and it's heavy. What's not to love? That's why it's number 1, but we still got to talk about this week's album art of the week. This week's album art is Limbs with Ecluse, And that's got a funny spelling, Limbes, again, on the screen, plus links in the description. This is like an avant-garde sort of black metal, but this art really drew me in. Look at these hands, these holding hands. But if you look close, you may have to Google this on your own. I don't know if you can see it if you're watching on the phone, the detail, but look here at this hand. It's got needles stuck under the fingernails. Ooh, it looks painful, but also comforting because they're holding hands. What is happening? What is the message here? It's making me curious. It's drawing me in. That's what good album art does. That's why it's this week's Album Art of the Week. Hey, and before we close, I love talking about metal. Don't you? And I do it every week. Did you catch this past week's podcast where I gave 6 of my favorite new female death metal singers? Just click right here on YouTube and it'll take you to that. And most importantly, read philosophy, listen to metal. I love you.